It's tax season, my favorite time of year. But today I wanted to go in depth with you to talk about your W 2 so that you can know exactly how to read it and make sure that all of the deductions that are supposed to be coming out of your paycheck are coming out and you're getting the right amount taken out. And then once you get all of this information, this should help you better navigate your W-4, which I have a whole video about that here on the channel about how to fill out your W-4. But it should help you fill that out a little bit better once you know exactly what you're looking at and how it's going to affect you at tax time. So let's go ahead and look at the W-2 and get into it and read through it. So first things first, when you are looking at your W-2, you are going to make sure that your name, address, and social security number are correct on that W-2. So here in the upper top of it, you on all of most W-2s, you're going to see your social security number, and then you're going to have your address and your name in that second section below. The next section that you need to look at and make sure it is correct is the employer's information, the name, address, and then the employer's identification number. That's the EIN. It's right there in box B. And then they also have it for the state down in the box 15. So you need to just make sure that all this information is correct. And this is the information you're going to use when you're filling out your tax documents when you're doing your tax return. So if you go online and do it, they're going to ask for this information. If you do it by paper, they're not going to ask for any of this. But if you do it online, you're going to need to provide this information. The next section that you're going to look at on your W-2 is the wages area. And for some companies and for some jobs, rather, you will not have anything in box 3, which says Social Security wages. Usually that is for people like, for example, correctional officers, and some sheriffs, etc. They do not have that. So you're not going to have that information in there, but you will have something in box 1 and box 5 for sure. They're not always going to match. You see how these two numbers are different, and that's because of deductions that you are having taken out of your bank account, out of your income, and it's going to sometimes be lower than what is showing in the other two sections. So your wages may be lower, and then the other two sections are higher. That's a good thing. Why? Because it's going to lower your federal income taxes and what they decide that you should be paying in taxes. And then if you go down to the bottom in box 16, you see that's where your state income wages are, and they will be there showing you how much you made for the state. Like I said, usually that number and the box in number 1 are the same. Then the next section you need to make sure that you're looking at is your taxes withheld. I got so many messages from people saying they didn't take any taxes out. They didn't take any taxes out. What happened? These are things that you need to really look at when you're looking at your W-2, because did they take any taxes out of your your W-2? Did they take any taxes out of your income? Sometimes if you filed exempt, you're not going to have any taxes taken out. However, if you don't file exempt, you need to make sure that taxes were taken out by your employer. And then also down here at number box 17, that's where the state income tax is taken out as well. That's how much they kept for your state. And then this last area is for any additional deductions. And so, like I was speaking about before, this area is going to show where you have deductions taken out and it's going to be taking out of your wages, which means that the section where your wages are is going to be a little bit lower. And that is good because it's going to reduce the amount of income income taxes that you have to pay. So let's just think about the basics of your W-2. You're going to get a W-2 if you earned at least $600 for the year. So if you at least earned $600, your employer should send you a W-2. You should also receive that W-2 by the end of January. It is important that your employer sends you the W-2 by the end of January. If they do not, contact them and find out where your W-2 is. And if they don't know or haven't sent it or can't send it or whatever, then you can contact the IRS and request a printout of your income for the year that you're trying to file for. Or you can also fill out a form that can help you, and you can just report your income. So you would just fill out a form 4852, and that is a substitution for your income tax or your IRS or for your income that you made for that year. And you can turn that in with your tax return. Now, a bonus that I need to let you know if you did not know, if you have no income on the W-2 at all, because I did have a few clients that did not receive any income. If you have no income on your W-2, then there's information or amounts in the other two areas. So let's look at that. Let me go back to that one. So here, if you have no income in number 1, but you have income in 3 and 5, the IRS will not accept this W-2. And basically, you don't owe any taxes on that. So you can still file and try to get back whatever. If you paid any like state taxes, you can do that. But if there's federal taxes federal income, and there's nothing in that box, you will not be able to enter it into the system if you're doing it online. So now that we went through the W-2, I hope that this has helped you just a little bit. If you have any more questions or any comments, go ahead and put those down in the comment section. I will make sure that I respond to you. And also, don't forget to check out the video about the W-4 and how to fill that out. That is linked in the description box down below. And I've also put it right here for you to watch next after this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.